Yeah.
So a lot to look forward to, a lot to feel very excited about if you didn't know about any of those things.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Fortune Theory, another random one. I just started quickly because these are always quick. These are always just, well, they're quick in, they're just, these are the longest, should be the longest. One day we'll do, we need to do the 24-hour one day. Not like video, but like the stream.
Yeah, if I've got like nothing else going on in my life, perhaps, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you can manage a day, so in your busy life.
No.
In our futures. So yeah, as of recording this, and hopefully it would have been earlier today by the time you're watching this, or yesterday. Hawkeye trailer just came out today, so we've just seen that.
Literally within the last like hour, it dropped online. By the time of the recording of this video, so yeah, feel free to check that out. That's our first shout out. It looks amazing. Actually, better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I've sort of ranked the late this year's like Marvel like series releases, especially Disney Plus releases, as like probably Loki's my new favorite, and then probably like maybe WandaVision, but probably What If above WandaVision now, maybe.
What about Falcon Winter Soldier?
Actually,
can't speak. Falcon Winter Soldier. There we go.
I think it's going to be probably most Loki, Falcon, What If, WandaVision, and then hopefully, I hope that Hawkeye takes over Loki for me because it looks insane. Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah, link below to go watch that. It looks insane. I'm glad because they've spent a long time on it compared to the others, haven't they? I suppose it's been about the same amount of time, like production wise, but it feels longer.
Well, spent more time on what?
Well, as in it was announced in the phase 4 of everything pre-COVID. And then in the last, like, it was like everything that's been delayed because of COVID. I feel like it's one of the ones, it's a bit like the Batman in terms of COVID, and that it's, it's been delayed about 4 times. But this one's been the only one that hasn't just had a release date. It's just sort of been in the works. We know, there's a Hawkeye series that's in the works. And now, finally, as of, like, there's not even been a trailer release dates or anything. It has just, like, struck us, which I like the big reveal suddenly. Because were we expecting it at all? I don't really follow Marvel news like you do.
I woke up like first thing this morning and saw that they had the. I'm looking at you now. Hi guys. I'm trying to look more at the camera. I saw that they said it was like about what time did I wake up? About 8ish. About 3 a.m. this morning, they announced in English, GBT time. They said the trailer was going to come out tomorrow, but I think someone got a bit pissed off at that. They were considering that how early of today it was announced. And then other people got hopeful that it would be coming out today. And you know how spoiled humanity is. So they just decided to drop it today. So, because we got the poster anyway. So, yeah. Poster looks good as well. That's online. There'll be a link to the trailer and a link to where you can find a poster for it as well. In the bio for the video, or whatever. Let that be. Let that sink in for Pat because he didn't know I was going to ask him to do that. Please, thank you. Yeah.
Was there any like news recently at all? Because normally Marvel likes, from what you've told me and what like Marvel news is, it's a lot of like get a lot of almost like newsletter period like releases, as in like. It's very up to date.
The last one of those we had was at the end of last year. We had we had a D23 back in 2014 that announced all the phase 3 stuff. So that's obviously been and gone. And then for phase 4, they decided to wait until after phase 3 had come out rather than do it like almost to the end of it. Right. So the hype for the last few films wouldn't be overshadowed. So 2019 June, July time we had D23. Where they announced WandaVision, Loki, Falcon Winter Soldier, What If, Black Widow, Eternals, Shang-Chi, and Thor: Love and Thunder. and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I can't remember what else they announced for that show wise. It's gone over my head. Oh, Hawkeye as well. Hawkeye. Yeah, there we go. The one we've been talking about. Like, no. Yeah. They announced all that, and then like late last year, early this year, they announced even more stuff for it. So we got a Secret Invasion show that's coming up, which is based on the Skrulls that were introduced in Captain Marvel and have been recurring throughout the end of Phase 3 and some of the Phase 4 projects, including WandaVision. They made cameos in Loki as well, and I swear they've been in something else, but I can't think what. Yeah, Spider-Man: Far From Home, but again, end of Phase 3. There's an Ironheart show, which is based on a female teenager who called Riri Williams. Got a bit of a tongue twister. Who basically is the next in the comics is basically the next Iron Man. Kind of like she gets mentored by Tony Stark, and she like builds her own like iron suit and gets called Ironheart. And yeah, I can't wait to see what they do for that, because the costume looks a bit weird in the comics, but I think like the live action interpretation will actually look really cool. I can picture them making it look really awesome. And she's a really interesting character as well. Like some of the shirts she wears with the arc reactor on the chest like look amazing.
That was trailer started playing for me. Brilliant.
Oh, brilliant. What else? There is
that's a shit ton
Moon Knight. There's Moon Knight, which is basically Batman, but he's Batman in the sense of like just sort of what he does and who he is. But he's also I can't remember the guy who in the comics is old, like his his Peter Parker name, shall we say, from the comics. I can't think. I want to alter ego is like the superhero name, isn't it? So that would be Moon Knight. So I can't think what his name that would be what you then say his alter ego name is.
Yeah.
I can't think what that is. I know Jason Isaacs is playing him. And he's got a split personality. So he's a bit like James McAvoy's Kevin.
Well, that is multiple, but yeah, in the same sense,
in that sort of sense. But he's not like a crazed psychopath with like wanting to be turned into the beast or whatever. But he does have he does have some quite odd personalities and like odd kind of traits about him. Like I think one of his personalities is that I'm probably completely wrong about this, so please forgive me. I swear one of his personalities is where he wants to kill criminals, and then another one is where he wants to like help them or something. But I could be like not help them, but like fight them more fairly and more heroically and whatnot. I swear that is one of it, but I might be completely wrong about that. So if you know, put it in the comments. We've got that coming out next year. These are TV shows, by the way.
Yeah,
Ironheart, Secret Invasion, Ironheart, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, which was Kevin Feige's interference in Shang-Chi by having Mark Ruffalo appear as Bruce Banner the Hulk. Spoilers if you haven't seen that yet. Too late now, fucking said it. That was meant to tease the She-Hulk series. That's based on Bruce Banner's cousin, Jennifer Waters, in the comics, who she doesn't grow into a giant monster, but she's like, her skin basically turns green and she has like added strength or whatnot. So I don't know how they're going to originate her, but that'll be interesting.
There's a lot anyway.
There's an Armor Wars series starring James Rhodes' War Machine coming out, which is meant to be like kind of a continuation of the Iron Man films. It's they follow the story of what happens when Tony Stark's armor gets dropped into the wrong hands, basically, and then War Machine's kind of clear up, fill in the shoes of Iron Man and kind of deal with his own problems, because he's like, so it's kind of like an Iron Man 4 really, but like starring War Machine. There's a Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special simply called the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which is coming out in late 2022. and is meant to kind of be like a prologue to the third film. It's just
Hmm.
meant to be like a special in celebration of the film, but obviously it will be
Like a
more
mini
like
series, like a
directly.
one-off? Is it like a?
No, it's a
Oh.
short. It's like a special.
Okay.
It's like a like those Christmas specials you used to get when you were kids growing up
Mm.
of like all the DreamWorks films and things. It's
Mm.
like one of those sorts of things.
Mm.
Like all the Shrek and Kung Fu Panda and Madagascar ones we used to get, all that sort of stuff. Like they're kind of doing that with it. There's probably better examples out there than that, but yeah.
Your fan examples.
That's my examples because it's how I'm best familiar with the concept of a sort of a season-based special. That isn't.
It's
like
just
a
being
film.
relatable, though, isn't it? It's just it's working with the seasons and the holidays and everything to keep it fresh. And
also, it's a new concept, and I don't want to use this term, but I feel like it's the only way to describe it. Milk the Guardians of the Galaxy, because obviously they've had 2 movies. Then they've appeared in Infinity War and Endgame as kind of like honorary Avengers, and then now they're making an appearance in Thor: Love and Thunder, and now they got this special, and then they got their 3rd movie before that's the end of them, and then I don't know if James Gunn will stick around to do a 4th one, but if there is I think there will be a 4th one and onwards, but it won't be with those characters. It'll be with a new team, and that's how they'll continue it going forward. So yeah, I hope they don't kill them all off. I hope they like just disperse the group and then they all go their separate ways, do their own separate things, and then 1 or 2 of them have died in the consequences of the story or whatever, and that's what split the group apart. But it's a positive ending regardless. But they've just got to all go off and do their own things now, or whatever. I don't know. But it's going to be one of those kind of like endings where the group kind of that formation of the group either still exists but isn't like MCU core anymore or whatnot. I don't know. But yeah, they got the holiday special, and then comes out in late 2022, and then Guardians Volume 3, which comes out in 2023. Thor: Love and Thunder, which I've said comes out in 2022.
Yeah, that's basically Marvel for the next year. Unless
there's there's a spin-off series regarding Wakanda, which is meant to spin off from the Black Panther films. And I think they're doing that to kind of pay tribute more to Chadwick Boseman and explain his absence more, and because they announced that after he passed away. So I think that it's just a case of them exploring more of the concepts of Wakanda, but they'll probably explain his absence more in a way that makes it fitting for like the rest of the series going forward, whilst we would have had a new Black Panther, new character taking up Black Panther's mantle in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Forgot to mention that's coming out in 2022. The Marvels, which is the Captain Marvel 2, and it's called the Marvels because you've got not only Captain Marvel, but you've got Miss Marvel, whose series is also coming out. Was meant to come out this year. That's not happening now. It's coming out next year.
That's over 10 series next year.
Is
it?
Well, the Marvels is a film, but Miss Marvel is the TV series. Yeah, Black Panther Wakanda Forever is a sequel to Black Panther. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, that comes out either next year or the year after. That's the 3rd installment of that. We get Jonathan Majors come back as the villain Kang the Conqueror for that one, which has been set up in the Loki series and will be set up for other bits and pieces going forward up until that point. What else? They've announced Blade by Mahershala Ali. That'll be a film, but that'll probably be Phase 5. Fantastic Four, that'll either be Phase 4 or Phase 5 as well. They're doing that as a film as well. What else is there? It's really killing me. Season 2 of Loki and Season 2 of What If, and a Captain America 4, and they're bringing in the mutants at some point as well, so there'll be an X-Men film down the line. They're setting up Young Avengers. They'll be doing either a film or a TV show based on that. They're doing a Deadpool 3 eventually, which is now going to be MCU canon. A Spider-Man 4, I think, possibly, but I don't know. But I know that they're likely to go on to connect it to the Sony film. So, everything from Sony onwards from this point will be MCU canon, technically. Because even though they won't consider it to be in terms of where they're taking the story and how it's going to move going forward, but from a standpoint of connectivity, it's technically canon, even if it won't sync back to it later if it hasn't synced to it already, if that makes sense. And technically, because of the trailer for No Way Home, Raimi's trilogy is kind of semi-canon now because the character of Doc Ock meant to be the same version as the one we got in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. So, or a variant of that version anyway. And the only reason we would have had that is because of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films. So, for relevance and not only that, but just the actors appearing to play these roles because they've played them before in other incarnations. They wouldn't have those, because they're technically variants of those versions. So you kind of have to go back, even if it's not technically canon still, you have to go back and kind of watch that trilogy anyway. So yeah, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films technically canon now because of Evan Peters appearing in WandaVision. That that technically automatically makes a lot of X-Men films, especially the ones with Peter.
Because that entire universe is like mixed.
Technically canon now. Even it's canon, but through the multiverse. Like it's in a branch reality. This is what happened, and this is what happens. So you kind of have to watch it all now because it makes now sense going into where they're going with stuff. And the Amazing Spider-Man films as well, 1 and 2, because of Jamie Foxx's Electro. Even though technically he's not the same version as Spider-Man 2, because this version's more comic accurate rather than blue. But yeah, watch those films still anyway, because Andrew Garfield's going to be in the movie. We all know Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are both going to be in the movie, so you need to watch it for that purpose.
But yeah, there is a shit ton of Marvel, basically, over the next 18 months. Over 10 minutes non-stop. Just want to let you know.
I'm going to... Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. Right, I'm going to quickly...
BRB while I explain, like... So yeah, we got Hawkeye.
I just want to make sure there's anything that I haven't missed out. And the audience is going to be like, oh, I don't care.
Well, you have been talking for over 10 minutes. So if you have any precise points, then make them precise. But
I'll talk about Phase 5 as well if I can't find nothing else to talk about. Yeah, go on. Explain.
Well, isn't some of that Phase 5? Because we're like, how long is Phase 4 then?
Okay, I've referenced all of Phase 4. So
brilliant
films. Phase 4 films: Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, The Marvels, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and Fantastic Four. That's all Phase 4 films. TV shows are WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki Season 1, What If Season 1, confirming that will be Season 2s of both of those, but that'll be Phase 5. Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Secret Invasion, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, Ironheart, Armor Wars, and the Untitled Wakanda series are all Phase 4. And is there any news on Phase 5? Yeah, in terms of films, Blade, the Untitled Deadpool 3, the 4th Captain America film, which has Sam Wilson as Captain America, unless they decide to bring Chris Evans back and do the whole time travel thing with the Infinity Stones, but it's a fan fiction, but I doubt they'll do that.
Well, I guess we're getting a massive mix now because of X-Men crossover.
Yeah,
like and that allows for huge.
The Untitled mutant-centered film. So obviously mutants are the X-Men characters. So
how much
they'll
is
be
that?
getting a film as well.
How many films and series is that?
I didn't count. That's 4 for Phase 5.
Right.
Because they haven't, and then obviously I suppose with TV shows because they'll be doing seasons 2 of
Phase 4 stuff.
Loki and What If, and some of the other Phase 4 stuff.
Although, does that technically make Loki season 2 a Phase 5 thing, or is it still just?
It's Phase 5.
It becomes Phase 5 because
it'll be Phase 5 because it'll be when once the phases kick off. That's what they are and when they are.
Yeah.
So even if stuff is set canon in other timelines, like for instance, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is a Phase 3 film, but it's set during Phase 2. Same with Captain Marvel, it's a Phase 3 film, but it's set during Phase 1. And then Black Widow is a Phase 4 film, but it's actually set
during phase, like
It's
whenever.
I didn't even need to know it came off there. I just heard the click.
It's a great indication.
I am back on, right? I'm not even looking at the camera right now.
Yes, yeah.
Looking at the screen to see if I'm on. Yeah, Black Widow's set in phase 3, but it's a phase 4 film, but it's phase 3 chronologically. Yeah, there's been a few other mix-ups like that as well.
So there is your rundown of everything Marvel. Basically, what, until like 2023 now? Like, or at least until the end of next year.
2023. Well, they've done release dates for 2024 for Marvel Studios projects.
Yeah.
I think one's on the 8th of November. That's literally all I remember. I can't remember when the other ones are.
But the Hawkeye is how we mentioned.
Yeah, 4 unannounced films have been set for release in 2024. That's literally everything. 4 films.
They are planning ahead. But like we started this with, Hawkeye, I think, is November release. I guess that'll be on Disney Plus. So that hype. That looks incredible. So there's a lot of Marvel. That's a lot of Mr. Bean.
Sorry.
That brilliant laugh.
That was a yawn. Sorry.
Unfortunate theory. Yeah, lots of Marvel. It's basically become a Marvel episode, Marvel ramble. But thank you for your rundown.
Marvel rant.
Oliver, thank you for the rundown.
I want to hear more old Marvel news before we got like things like the titles of Avengers Endgame and whatnot and all that cringe. Go check out my old YouTube channels. Over obsessive Marvel fan and over obsessive comics.
Have you still got them public? That'll be sick.
I don't have access to the accounts anymore because I lost all the details, but they are still.
You've still got
on
like
YouTube.
Username or
you can find them on YouTube.
Okay.
I've even got a trailer for a Lego project I never made on there. Well, I never finished. I started it, but I never finished it.
Your the project you're working on from home is like kind of close to finish now, isn't it? So
I'm working on a project at the moment. It's an animation of some sort. I won't disclose what it is on this channel. It's a personal passion project of my own, as I like to refer to it to. Setting up a whole new YouTube channel for it. Patrick has graciously agreed to help me with some of the voice acting for it, just due to the lack, as are some of our other friends. And yeah, it's all the footage and all the music is pretty much there.
Yeah, you've basically got it all.
I might need to add a bit of music here and there to some scenes just to make them a bit more compelling. We've got to make sure I credit all the rights as well, so that'll be something that credit all the rights correctly as well. And then other than that, it's just a simple case of releasing it, which I won't make any promises on here for anyone who's watching this who does know what I'm referring to. Thank you for paying attention to what I do in my life. I want to say some point before November, maybe.
You at least want to get the beginning of the series out, by then.
I at least want to get the debut episode of the series out before the end of the year, so I can say it's a 2021 thing. Because 2021 for me, because it's got the 1 in it, kind of feels like
here
the first.
Go on his thing. He
Whereas,
has an issue with
if I do it next year, it kind of feels like it's not as special. It's not as symbolic.
Yeah. So
you know
whenever
what I mean?
Ollie makes another series or film, don't ever expect it to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, or 9 release, because it'll either be the beginning or the middle or the end of
let's
the
put
decade.
it this way: if I don't get it done by December 31st, 2021,
he's gonna wait 3 years.
I'm gonna really take my time. I'm gonna work on all of them, but I won't release them until it's like either 2023 or 24. So I'll probably have 2 seasons in the bag ready to go out. But at least let's put it this way, though. At least I've got content to work on because I can make them all privatized, so I can then work on a. What the hell are you doing?
I was on my knee. Sorry, my knee is right here, and so I was using my knee to I couldn't be bothered to manually
make a noise whilst you do it because they need to see that.
Well, I can't. It's just I'm silently. I guess.
It wasn't like that. It was like all I saw was like that.
Okay. Well, the best way to describe it for Spotify and as I do it is I was.
I was like that.
Like for people that are just listening, my
all right, make sure that's the thumbnail of the
video. This is this. Well, it's gonna be Marvel. My arm is resting. Sorry, Spotify. My arm is resting and video people. My arm is resting on my knee, and I
Put the
couldn't
Marvel
be
logo on your arm,
Marvel. Boom. But I
but
couldn't be
so
bothered
they can
to.
actually see like you just going like that.
Yes, but it does not look right. So that's why, like, I was.
Well, no, it didn't look right. That's why I
That's
pointed
why
out.
I was moving. I was moving my knee instead of just like this, like scratching my tooth. But I was
Brilliant.
doing that instead. It just I can't make it not look weird.
No,
There we
it
go.
looked even weirder when you first did it. Yeah.
Knee was out of frame.
I'll
Lots of
leave
Marvel.
it till like 2024 because it just sort of that kind of feels like the next place I can like do an origin year for something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's about it.
New beginning.
Your series, and also probably. Well, there's so many films we're working on at the same time, though. I mean, my personal first feature will be like that we're working on is, I don't know, 23 maybe it'll be, probably at this rate. Yeah, because we're working on too much stuff over the next year.
I'd say I'd say probably late 2023 for a film that we're working on at the moment called Richard.
Yeah,
which is an original story, a little bit inspired from a short film that we had made ourselves as well once before, which is available to buy on
thanks to
Amazon,
Prime.
on
No
Prime,
longer
Prime
a Prime
Video.
only thing. Oh, fucking buy it.
It's no
Thanks,
longer
Amazon.
inclusive. It's no longer included with Prime, sadly.
So yeah, just send me a link if you want to download.
Yeah.
But then genuinely, if you actually do, I'm not bothered by that.
Very
anymore.
unlikely. Like, we'll put the link on it in the video, but you know, check out if you want.
If you want.
We'll put a trailer on. We'll link a trailer as well.
Do we still have the
Not
trailer?
that there is any, because I think you. I think
the trailer's still out because obviously promotion, but that's it. I think, yeah. But not that I'm bothered. But I'm using it. I'm not even. We're using it as loose material, but it's mainly kind of.
It's not our personal go-to, but it's like the closest thing we've got to like something that's out there beyond YouTube, shall we say, in terms of a film or anything.
Which
and
at the moment
it wasn't
is
that
a
bad.
Bit depressing for me personally.
It's really depressing as a film, to be honest. Like, if you're having a really good day and you just want to cry your eyes out, just watch it. Like, literally, like for some fucking reason. It's just, well, the thing is, the plot was all there. I think there was a few confusions with certain things regarding characters and like why things were happening.
The issue, like with every single film in history ever made, is time. In the fact that we were using university time.
Well, we had a friend, we still do, to be honest, he's in the army at the moment, called Luke, who needed to do it for a project that we were both doing for university. I was doing a music video, and he did a short film, and he got us to help him do it. So we both played like, he was director, but you were camera operator and also sort of like a side character, and I was the main actor. And we had a deadline for about 3 months to make it, and it was very limited because we were all really busy because you were working. All of us were working.
Bear this in mind. 3 months sounds like a long time. When something has already been released and you know you had 3 months to work on it, it sounds like a lot of time. But considering we didn't actually, Luke didn't have the idea at the start of the 3 months period.
We had 3 months not only to come up with the idea, develop the idea, do storyboards for the idea, do all the paperwork that we had to do for a course for the idea, get permission to take out the film equipment because we had to use the universities at the time to do it, find the times and dates that we're both free to actually do it, to go out and film it, do reshoots, film everything we needed to in a limited time because we needed the weather to look miserable but not pissing down. But annoyingly, it wasn't going to look miserable without pissing down. So we had like limited time to do that. Then we had to take it all back to college intact, sign all the paperwork to sign it back in, put it on the editing platform, Premiere Pro, and edit.
And then the main issue that was equipment. The biggest burden that I suffered.
You were the only one you were the only one at the time who could drive. You had a really small shit car, and you weren't free all the time. And neither were me and Luke because we were going to uni. We had other classes and other stuff to do. So like,
the issue was as well with timing because of course. University.
We're at work, so we were working the rest of the time.
There is limited equipment for university, so therefore they have to share the equipment with the other students to do their projects. So in the ideal world, if you
They had
plan to
like
shoot for 2
they had like
weeks, you
3
just take it out for 2
cameras.
weeks. But
They had 3 decent
like
cameras.
we
And
ended
that's
up
about it.
using the maximum like time we could take out the camera for and the equipment and more. So we ended up taking it out for like 5 days in a row when we should only be like doing
We managed
3.
to do it. We managed to do it. We managed to do a good job of it. But
Yeah.
you know, just to make a long story short, it's more complicated than it sounds. It's not an excuse.
Yeah,
It literally is.
don't
That's
get into
why they gave us
filmmaking
3
unless
months
you
to
want
begin with.
a headache for the rest of your life. It's
And
just
put it this way as well, for a more professional outlook, you'd have longer than 3 months anyway.
Yeah,
That's the lucky leeway of
short
working for an
films are
actual
typically like
film
3 to
company.
6 months, and then like a feature's about a year, 8 months to a year, maybe longer. Sometimes you have like 18 months if you have like really thought out. But yeah,
I think they gave us the project in about, I want to say it was like October time,
yeah,
and we got it we got it finished and released in late January,
yeah.
and it was February by the time that we decided we want this to be a bit more than just a uni project, and we decided to like make more trailers for it, promote it, make our official little group, and put it places like Prime Video, which we did. So,
Yeah.
but
And it
we
actually
didn't
somehow
get.
worked. Like it, it is
Well,
out there to
people in
to
Uganda
watch.
like it, so thank you
Well,
guys
yeah, of
for
all the
liking it.
countries.
Of all the countries, we've got
Germany
a
and
big,
Uganda, I
got
think, are the two like
a
funny
big
ones that
positive
like
response
1%
from Germany and Uganda, so that was great.
Oh, that's brilliant. But there we go. It's been like half an hour or so. Hawkeye, link below to watch it and the poster. If you do want to see Employee 91, it's linked below as well. Just send me
Enjoy
a
all the
sneaky DM.
Marvel.
I'll send you send me a sneaky DM. I'll just send you a download for it. And if you want to watch it. And yeah, Hawkeye, we've got the massive run up of Phase 5 of Marvel and everything to come. Marvel related. Yeah.
So a lot to look forward to, a lot to feel very excited about if you didn't know about any of those things, as the average fans don't, sadly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll know about it soon enough, because when all the trailers come spewing out for it, it'd be great.
Yeah. So there we go.
In the meantime, I'm Oliver. This is Patrick. We are Fortune Fury, and we'll see you on Wednesday for episode 6. Either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm really busy this Wednesday. I don't think I've actually told you that yet, so I don't know how free I'm going to be.
We'll work it out Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah. If it has to be Thursday morning or something, then maybe. But we'll.
Wednesday.
You'll get an episode anyway. You'll get an episode.
I'll have time to watch the episode ready for a recording. I just don't know when the recording will be available. Will be ready to do. So the video will be out either Wednesday or Thursday, and then obviously we've got our Friday release as normal, which I have no idea what's going to be this week. We haven't discussed that yet.
No, we have to work that out. But yes, we'll see you for What If episode 6.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, peeps.
Toodles.
Cheerio. Boom.
Clap the sound of my heart. The beat goes on and on and on and on and boom. Clap, you make me feel good. Come on to me. Come on to me.
Oh, fuck, what recorded? Keep that in.